Hey, don't be coming at me sideways.
Because I'm just here trying to help you cook an easy meal in that Instapot right back here. So what you want to do first is you want to grab the roast. I've already skipped ahead on a few things. All you gotta do, pull it out, pick the roast of your choice. I went with a nice chuck roast to slap it into my Instapot. Now the next step is to rinse that off and just slap it right into the pot. Come on a little closer. And as you can see, I have the roast already in here, and I've already put a little bit of water in here, and I've already added one of my bouillon cubes. Now for this, you're gonna want two of these into the pot, but I just kind of skipped ahead and filled it up just a little bit. Eventually, we're gonna want that water line to be at the max line up here, okay? So let's go ahead and add our carrot. And you're gonna want those nice sliced carrots. They're gonna cook up nice and tender, and drain off as much of the juice that you can out of the cans. Now, my family, we do love the carrots as they turn out very well. Try not to cut yourself with the lids. Peel those back, drop that in there. Up next, we're gonna wanna go ahead and add 2 cans of the new whole potatoes. Okay, so we're just gonna dump those in there too. Okay, as you can see, we are getting closer, so I did it just right. Then, here's what those bouillon cubes, once you open them, look like, okay? We wanna get 2 of the beef ones, because I am doing a beef roast like that, and I just kinda crumble mine up and put them on in there. Okay, we've got that added. Let's go ahead and fill this on up to that max line right back there. And while I get that ready, I don't want you to forget to mark this down. You're going to want to get some egg noodles. We like the extra broad ones because you're going to want to save these for when this gets done, for some of this to turn into some broth. So we're going to show you how to make some beef noodles. And then you just want to hit the pressure cook button and let it do its thing. Back here, this will pop up, and then it'll be all set to go. You don't even have to touch it. Let's wait and see how that turns out. It has beeped. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so now it has went off and it has beeped and it changed over to keep warm, and now it's counting down over here, right, for how long it's been setting. Immediately, since it just beeped, we're gonna grab a towel. Now be very careful with this, because right back here, this is your steam. This is what you're gonna turn this way, and the steam is gonna come out. If you have low cupboards, I recommend throwing a towel over it so the steam and moisture gets trapped in the towel and it doesn't do this to your nice cabinets. I'm gonna have to send that later in. All right, here we go. So I have this like this. I just want to show you. It will spurt, so you got to do this with caution. Okay, that's why I say put the towel over it. It is going to steam and it's going to get hot. By putting that towel, it diverts it away from everything. Okay, so once it is all the way down and then its steam is dropped, the little red metal piece that was over here drops down, then it's safe to remove that lid. Okay. All right, so that steam is starting to come down. There's not so much pressure on it. We're gonna let it finish, but while we're doing that, we're gonna line up our noodles right over here. We're gonna get us about a 3 to 4 quart pot, and then you can either get a spoon like this or one without the holes in it, just your preference. And then we're gonna wait for this to get done because we're gonna need some of this broth brought over to here, and then you're gonna need probably one more beef bouillon cube. Okay, as you can see the time here, we are done. Be careful with the rag, it could still be hot. Just gonna clean up a little bit of the moisture around this. You can see this is down, that means that it's safe to pull open. Now be careful because it is still gonna be hot, there's still gonna be steam. Just give that lid a slight pull, lift up, look at that, look at the juices. Take that just like that. All right, look at that, that looks delicious. Now let's get to our noodles. Okay, so typically how my wife does it, she gets our nice glass Pyrex. And if you get a carrot or two in there, that's okay. Let's see here. Try to just get the broth in there. Like I said, a couple carrots is all right. Now what you want to is fill this about halfway up. And then it should look something about like this. Is about where my wife usually has hers when I see her cooking. Because what we're going to do is now add the noodles to this. We're going to add, I want ours to be extra beefy. So let's add 2 bouillon cubes into here. And once you get them unwrapped, you can just take them. I like doing this just because it lets it break down just a little quicker. Just taking my hands and just crushing them just like that. Now what we want to do is get this to a nice rolling boil. And then once it gets to boiling, then you add your noodles in slowly to the amount. Now you can cook some, then strain them, add some more broth from over there, repeat the steps if you need to make a larger quantity, or go with a bigger pot. Then when it starts looking like this is when we want to add those noodles. Grab you a nice kourabashi if you need one. I do love this one. This one's super sharp. As it's boiling, just go ahead and add those noodles in. It's okay if they get a little piled up, just make sure to stir them. And just go ahead and work those noodles down in there. Just like so. And then they're going to soften and become more pliable. Now you can, like I said, get a bigger quart or a bigger pot if you wish. All right, I'm going to let this set and simmer. Now what I'm going to do is turn this down to about a 4 on my scale, and we're going to let it go. Let's spoon that. just like that. Now you can see that the noodles are starting to get a little more pliable. They're working their way down into that broth. Do be careful when putting a lid on here. Just keep an eye on it because this will boil over quickly if you do not keep your eye on it, okay? So I was a little overly excited to share this recipe with you guys. So I did forget one small ingredient. Use half of an onion of your choice. I usually like to use a white or yellow. Yellow is usually what I prefer. And I forgot, so I'm going to go with the onion powder with this one. So onion powder it. If you don't have that, onion is okay because it's still going to give you that same flavor. Just got to add this in a little bit at a time so you don't take away from that beef flavoring, but just a hint of that onion in the background. Turn that stove to off and then set it aside off to the side to cool. Now you're going to notice these will plump up even further. So just depending how you like them, go ahead and get you a bowl ready to go ahead and offset some of these. I do recommend putting the noodles down first, put your meat on top so you don't have to dig through it all. Same with the potatoes. Let's take a look at that. We have our noodle base for our bowl. Let's add our potatoes, carrots, and meat. At this stage, it shouldn't take much for you to retrieve some of the meat. It should just kind of start to twist off like so. Bam. And this is what you should have. Nice tender potatoes, nice tender everything. Now for me, I like to add a little bit of sea salt to mine. Just a little bit all over. Sea salt, guys, it's where it's at. So let me know right over here in these comments if you're going to use this recipe or how would you modify the recipe. I know how I would modify it. I would actually add the actual onions instead of the powder, but it turned out just the same. Let me know what you would do in the comments. See y'all in the next cooking recipe. Bon appetit!